Hi guys, today we are going to talk about exponential functions. Exponential functions are always in the form f of x equals a times b to the x, where a is going to represent the y-intercept, and b is going to represent the common ratio, or the number you multiply by. So unlike our linear functions, the exponential functions you multiply to get the next value. In a linear function, you would add to get to the next value. So let's look at this example. We have f of x equals 1 times 2 to the x. So a, our y-intercept, is 1. And b, we're going to multiply by 2 every time in order to get the next number. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do this to fill out this table. First, I'm going to show you in the calculator, and then I'll show you the pattern on the table. So I'm always going to, on my calculator, type 1, because it's 1 times 2 to the x. Then I'm going to put parentheses, and I'll put 2. Then I'm going to raise with this caret button. And whatever my x value is that I'm working on that table, that's the number I'm going to put in. So this is -1, so I want to put another set of parentheses and put negative. Make sure you hit the negative sign, not the minus sign. -1. Then I can hit enter. So 1 times 2 to the -1 was 0.5. I'm going to do the same thing for each of my table values. So it's going to be that 1 parentheses 2 to the x. So 1 parentheses, 1 parentheses 2 raised to the 0 power 0 is my next number in the table. And that's 1. And I'm going to continue. 1 times 2 to the first power. And that equals 2. 1 times 2 to the second power is 4. 1 times 2 to the third power is 8. 1 times 2 to the fourth power is 16. So if you're working with a calculator, all you have to do is just put the a parentheses b parentheses, raise it to that x value, and you'll get what your table should be. If you knew the first number, or any of the numbers, in this case you know that your y-intercept is 1. So 0, when x is 0, your y value has to be 1. So you can just multiply the previous number by 2. So 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. So on an exponential function, your values are going to multiply by your common ratio, by your b. Whatever your b is, that's going to be multiplied to get to the next number. Now that we've filled out our table, I want to look at the graph. So I want to match the graph to the table that we have. So there's a couple of things we're going to look for here. First, we're going to look at our y-intercept being at 1. So we have 3 graphs to look at here, and we're going to see which y-intercept is at 1. Please pay attention to your scale of your graph. They are labeled, but they're not going up by 1. So if you pay attention, here, like, there's a few things, and then 2, and then a few things, and then 4. So each one is a half. So the 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2, so on and so forth. So if I look at this first graph has a y-intercept of 2. So I already know that that's not, that's already not going to be it. So if I look at this one has a y-intercept of 1. So that's a possibility. But let's check out the third one. This one also has a y-intercept of 1. So now we need to determine if it's this one with a y-intercept of 1 or this one with a y-intercept of 1. We know that it's not the first one because our y-intercept was 2 there, and that doesn't work. So next, let's look at the next one. It said when x is 1, f of x, or y, is 2. So if I zoom in and go over here, where x would be 1, again, 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2. So x would be 1 on this line. Go up. Oh, it is 2. So that really makes that a stronger case for that one to be the graph. However, let's look at the third graph just to be sure, because we want to make sure we have the exact right one. And if I go 1/2, 1, go up, 1 is not sitting at 2, so that can't be the graph. So the graph has to be the one with the correct y-intercept and another correct point.